the way of the sea, beyond the Jordan. The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of deep darkness, a light has dawned. You have enlarged the nation and increased their joy. They rejoice before you, as people rejoice in the harvest, as warriors rejoice when dividing the plunder. For as in the day of Midian's defeat, you have shattered the yoke that burdens them, the bar across their shoulders, the rod of their oppressor. Every warrior's boot used in battle and every garment rolled in blood will be destined for burning, will be fuel for the fire. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the greatness of his government and peace there will be no end. He will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom, establishing and upholding it with justice and righteousness from that time on and forever. The zeal of the Lord Almighty will accomplish this.
Thanks very much for reading that, Fee. So we've been thinking, haven't we, so far this morning, about what we're looking forward to this Christmas. What we're waiting for with only 9 days to go. What we're hoping for this Christmas. And so I want to ask us, how big is your hope this Christmas? How big is your hope this Christmas? Maybe you've got a normal-sized hope. You're hoping for that one computer game that you've asked for, maybe FIFA 19. Maybe you're hoping for that one toy that you've asked for. Maybe you're hoping for half an hour of peace and quiet on Christmas afternoon when all the shopping and cooking is done. Or maybe you've got a bigger hope than that. Maybe somewhere inside you are hoping, not expecting, but hoping there might be a PS4 under the tree. Maybe you're hoping that your nan is going to be able to make it this Christmas. Maybe you're hoping that you're going to get through the whole of Christmas Day without any awkward moments where you have to say thank you despite the fact that it was a terrible present. Or maybe you've got even bigger hopes than that. And this is where it starts to get too big for you. Maybe you're hoping that somehow you're going to get through the whole of Christmas without a proper fight with your brother. Maybe you're hoping that those people you see on the streets as you walk around London, that every single one of them will have somewhere warm to sleep this Christmas. Maybe, and this is a big hope, maybe you're hoping that someone's going to fix Brexit and bring the country back together this Christmas. Goodness me. Well, it's going to sound crazy, but that bit of the Bible that Fee just read to us, that's meant to give us an even bigger hope. That's meant to give us a properly massive hope. Can we all do that together? Everyone stretch your arms out. A properly massive hope. Brilliant. Did you see how the passage started? Let me read it again. The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. Hope, light in the darkness. And in the Bible, light in the darkness doesn't just mean get in, glow clocks turned yellow. It means that the God who made the universe, who brought light out of darkness, is coming to defeat the darkness and bring a light that will never be put out. A properly massive hope. Let's do that again. A properly massive hope. And the passage goes on to explain what that looks like. God says we can hope for a world of light and joy and freedom and peace. A world where everything that's wrong out there is put right. A world where everything that's wrong in here is put right. No more bullying. No more fighting. No more pushing. No more nastiness from you or from other people. No more stabbings. No more shootings. All the knives and the guns off the street of London. Instead, a party. Like there's food and it's never ever going to run out. A party like your team has finally won the title. Instead, peace. Not just no more fighting, but a world where everything feels right. Where you're at peace with yourself and the people around you. A properly massive, one more time, properly massive hope. But here's the question, and I'm going to need your help, guys, in a minute, so get ready. Here's the question. Who do you trust? Who would you pin your hopes on to make that kind of hope a reality? Who would you choose to bring light and joy and freedom and peace to the universe? I've got 3 options for you this morning. 3 options. So option number 1 is Ryder from Paw Patrol. Come on in, Ryder. Here he is. Woo! Now, great. Ryder, for those of you unfortunate enough not to have seen much Paw Patrol, Ryder is the leader of an impressive pack of search and rescue dogs that week by week get people out of sticky situations. So that's option number 1. Maybe you're going to go with Ryder. Okay, option number 2 is Mrs. Incredible. So Mrs. Incredible has an incredible track record. She's staring down. Mrs. Incredible has an incredible track record. She's stopped runaway trains, she's defeated master villains, and she's kept her family safe through all kinds of dangers. So that's option number 2. Final one. Option number 3 is Iron Man. Whoa! So Iron Man, or Tony Stark, is one of the leaders of the Avengers, a master inventor, and an all-action superhero. So here are your 3 options. Who are you going to pick to carry the hopes of the universe on your shoulders? Is it going to be Ryder? Is it going to be Mrs. Incredible? Or is it going to be Iron Man? So how I want you to vote is I'm going to say their names, and I want you to shout as loudly as you can after I say the name of the person you want. So first, who wants to pin their hopes on Ryder? Oh, no, not looking good. Not looking good. Who wants to pin their hopes on Mrs. Incredible? Whoa, whoa. That was good. That was very good. And who wants to pin their hopes for light, for joy, for peace, for freedom on Iron Man? So I think though Mrs. Incredible was a very impressive showing, it's going to have to go to Iron Man. Well done, everybody. Now, so you guys, you've picked Iron Man. A picture of mighty strength, new tech, extraordinary powers. Good choice, you'd think. God says no. God says no. He is going to launch a rescue mission, but we're not to pin our hopes on charismatic leaders. He is going to save and protect all those he loves. But we're not to pin our hopes on those with superpowers. He is going to defeat all evil by his mighty strength. But we're not to pin our hopes on cool tech. So why can we hope? Why can't we have this massive hope for light and joy and freedom and peace in the universe? For to us, a child is born. To us, a son is given. Jesus. Who is going to carry the hopes of the universe on their shoulders? Not a superhero, not a warrior, a tiny baby. Jesus. Massive hope. Let's do that together. Massive hope. Massive hope. Tiny baby. Let's do that too. Tiny baby. Tiny baby. Let's do that together. Massive hope. Tiny baby. But maybe you're thinking, particularly if you've been around for a while, you're thinking, hang on a minute. Hang on just a minute. This is getting stupid now. First you tell me I can hope for a world where everything is put right. And then you tell me that a tiny baby is going to make it happen. Massive hope, tiny baby. You've got to be kidding. Yeah, you'd think so. You really would. But listen. Because this is the deep magic of Christmas. Jesus was a tiny, helpless baby. But he was also mighty God. Did you hear that? That was one of the names that the baby was given. It says, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God. The God who made everything, the God who made a billion stars, the God who made you, the God who made me, that God came to the world as a tiny, helpless baby. Tiny baby. Let's do that together. Tiny baby. Mighty God. Let's do that together. Mighty God. One more time. Tiny baby. Mighty God. Okay, so it suddenly all makes sense. That's how this tiny baby is going to make the massive hope come true. When he grows up, Jesus is going to use his super God powers to bring hope and light and joy and freedom and peace to the universe. Just like Mrs. Incredible uses her stretchiness to stop a train or save a baby. Just like Iron Man uses super cool new tech to defeat the latest supervillain. Except that with Jesus, it's the absolute opposite. With Jesus, it's the absolute opposite. He is going to bring that massive hope to reality. He is going to make that massive hope come true. But not by using his powers, by giving up his power. How can Jesus deal with all the darkness and all the bad stuff in the universe? Not just the stuff that's out there, but the bad stuff that's in here. Not by leading a massive army, not by starting a war, but by letting himself be killed. Because you see, if we want this massive hope, if we want to be in a world full of light and joy and peace and freedom, then the darkness and the bad stuff inside of us has to be dealt with. It's got to be paid for. And that's what Jesus is doing. As he gives up his power, as he dies on the cross, he is taking all of that dark stuff onto his shoulders. He's taking it onto himself so that as he dies, all the darkness, all the bad stuff, it is dealt with. It is paid for. It's finished. That tiny baby, when he dies in the darkness, he dies so that we might live in the light. When he is cut off from God the Father, it's so that we might be friends with God. As he defeats death on the cross, it's so we might be free from the fear of death, with peace with God and the joy of knowing him forever. The God who made the stars was born weak and helpless for us. And then the God who made the stars died weak and helpless for us. But he was still mighty God. As a tiny baby, as a dying man, he was still mighty God. And so death and darkness, they couldn't hold him. They couldn't stop him. 2 days later, light in the darkness. Jesus rose from the dead. Jesus is alive, and he will live forever and reign forever. And so all the promises come true. Even in a world where there is still darkness, even in a world where there is still pain and hard things and bad things, if we're in Jesus, if we're trusting in him, if we're in his kingdom, we can know an indestructible hope. We can, with him, have joy and light and freedom and peace. And one day Jesus is going to come back. He's going to come back to this world. And when he comes back, there will be light and joy and freedom and peace everywhere forever. Massive hope. Tiny baby. Mighty God. Let's do that together, those three. Massive hope. tiny baby, mighty God. So how big is your hope this Christmas? Because it should be massive. The God who made the world has come as a tiny, helpless baby. He's died that we might be free to deal with all the death and darkness in the world. And he's risen again that we might enjoy life and joy and peace with God forever. Massive hope. Tiny baby. Mighty God. Let me pray. Heavenly Father, thank you that is what Christmas is all about. Massive hope, tiny baby, mighty God. That you came weak and helpless for us. That you died weak and helpless for us. So that we might know a future of light, of joy, of peace, of freedom this Christmas. Help us to have that kind of massive hope as we look forward to Christmas. Amen.